All right, next we have Boxing Social.
Ames here for Boxing Social in association with BetPred. How you doing, Ben? You all right?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good to hear. You fought in your recent fights. Well, it will be Jake Paul coming at the weekend, and you've had Jorge Masvidal in the past. Two big personalities. Out of the two, who would you say has been harder to deal with?
Deal with in what way?
Mentally, in terms of approaching the fight, everything encompassing like dealing with the fight in general.
I kind of deal with I kind of deal with everyone the same way. I try to make it as similar as possible every single fight, and that's same with this week.
You said as well, leading up to this fight, this is essentially for you a one and done, but there's a small chance that you could continue fighting on. Can you give me an example of what that small chance means in fight terms? Like who would have to be in the picture for you to fight on?
Yeah, I don't really intend to box after Saturday night, but no, it's not a who question, it's a how much question. Is Triller going to recognize that I'm going to sell him 1 million pay-per-views and cut me, a Conor McGregor type check for the next one? Because if they do, then I would consider doing it again. And if they don't, I love coaching wrestling and podcasting. That's kind of my passion in life. I'll probably just go and do that.
Well, a Conor McGregor like check would include Conor McGregor, right?
I can't imagine the UFC. Well, Conor's a significantly better boxer than myself, and obviously Jake Paul as well. I would love to fight Conor McGregor in mixed martial arts, but again, I'm going to be retired, and I just don't really see all that happening. I'm just saying, you asked me how I would do this again, and how I would do this again is if they give me a very large amount of money.
You have a weight on your shoulders.
Really?
From the people
I don't feel it.
Well, from the people who really dislike Jake Paul, they count on you to count him out of the boxing game. Do you realize that feeling from some of the fans?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think most fans are more invested in the result of this bout than I am. I mean, for me, I think actually the biggest negative comes from winning, because if I beat Jake Paul's ass, I'm going to be like world famous, and I ain't really trying to be world famous. Like I said, I'm trying to coach wrestling and podcast, and that's really it. So the result of the bout on Saturday night, obviously I'd like to win, but I don't really think it changes my life a whole lot either way.
You mentioned investments there. Someone who's invested heavily in this, kind of interestingly, is Dana White is putting down $1 million on you.
Yes.
What's your reaction to that $1 million? And do you appreciate that support from Dana?
Yeah, it's good to have that support. And Jake Paul is tremendous in the fact that he even made Dana White like me, which, man, that's years. That took years to make it happen. He made it happen. So good job, Jake Paul.
And finally, look, you've had your injuries in the past, the hip most notoriously. Are you as injury free as you can be coming into this fight? Can we see the best Ben Askren we expect to see coming into this fight?
I'm as healthy as I have been for a while, yes. But obviously, I'm not. I can't stand it when I'm 36. Say athletes in their late 30s say this is the best I've ever been. I'm like, bullshit. Like, give me 24-year-old myself back again. I'd love to have that. But I am injury free and I feel great. So I'm ready to fight on Saturday night.